Hello fellow minions. We are back with the second part of our Screamer Heat video in 7 Days to Die, though especially related to Darkness Falls. We first looked at melee, archery and fire weapons, and you can see the link in the description if you missed that. And now we're concentrating on our fire sticks. Guns are the single biggest reason that Samara comes poking her nose around into our business, and you can ask anybody, it gets quite annoying at times in Darkness Falls. As mentioned in the first video, there's no difference in Screamer heat values with game difficulty. When it comes to guns, it also makes no difference which ammunition you are using, whether it's armor piercing, hollow point, or normal ammo, the various rounds all produce the same amount of heat. It is the gun itself that you are using that makes the difference. The same principles related to melee and archery weapons are in place for guns, so shooting a block and breaking it will produce more heat than just shooting it. Also, shooting metal objects will increase the heat even faster, especially if you have a noisy gun plus a metal object and you end up breaking the metal block as well. What does shotguns and glass have in common with dynamite? Well, a shotgun breaking glass is almost like blowing up a stick of dynamite when it comes to Screamer heat. A stick of dynamite does 5% heat increase with every single explosion, which is almost the same as a shotgun breaking a single pane of glass. Crouching will also decrease the heat generation on each shot, not by much, but it can make a little bit of a difference, so keep that in mind if you really are concerned about Screamer heat. Shotguns live up to their boomstick name. They are generally the highest single heat generators in the game when it comes to conventional guns. Shooting the double barrel shotgun increases the heat by 1% each time you fire. Besides the double barrel, the Coil and auto shotgun also have the highest levels of heat in the game. As you know, Kane provided a boost for shotgun lovers in the farmer class, and there is an interesting perk where it reduces the block damage when using a shotgun. Now, as much as it's nice not to blow a hole in the floor that you're working on, it is also serving as a purpose to reduce the heat from breaking blocks. Now, we move into the opposite direction. In general, pistols have the lowest overall heat map increases. Most pistols have around about a 0.3% for each shot, so shooting them from the hip or blasting away will make not that much difference with the Screamer heat. The exceptions to this are the Black Sky Legendary gun and the .44 Magnum, which are quite comparable to shotguns. Very noisy heat makers in this case. Rifles have an easy progression when it comes to heat. As you move up the rifle tier, so does the noise and so does the heat generation, with the sniper being the most Screamer noisy of them all. The sniper rifle is almost like shooting a shotgun. However, once you move into the better coil and laser rifles, these are by far superior in everything from damage and especially the best choice for reducing Screamer heat. Now, this is where we bring in the silencer. In Darkness Falls, all rifles, shotguns, automatics, and pistols can take a silencer. Silencers in Darkness Falls make a considerable difference to the heat produced on any gun, reducing it from between a third to even up to 2/3 in some cases. They are a must mod in most occasions. Silencers also increase damage a bit, but will often reduce the range slightly. However, in my opinion, the reduced Screamer heat and extra damage is worth the range decrease. There are currently two exceptions to the silencer. Both the .44 Desert Vulture and the Winchester rifle have incorrect values. When you add a silencer to either the Vulture or the Winchester, it actually doubles the heat produced. Version 4.1 of Darkness Falls will see a fix to this. Until then, you are best to leave the silencer off your Winchester and the Desert Vulture if you are concerned about the Screamer heat. The other exception with a silencer are the laser weapons. Already, without a silencer, all the laser weapons have a very low 0.3% heat increase per shot. Kane has suggested he will likely remove the silencer in version 4.1 of Darkness Falls. He said laser weapons should not have to be silenced, as they are, after all, laser weapons. So leaving the silencer off a laser is perfectly fine, and later you will likely not have the ability to add it anyhow. I must admit, I love the sound of the laser rifle. However, not so much when you slap a silencer onto it. So as the laser rifle is the same with or without a silencer when it comes to generating heat, I am quite happy to be able to use it without the silencer. Now, I left the automatic weapons until last, as this is my favorite category. I love the M16 vanilla and the Coil and laser carbine in Darkness Falls. In some videos I've mentioned the Coil carbine can hold its own even in late game. Automatic weapons are quite similar with relatively high heat generation, with the exception of the two laser guns, the laser carbine and the M60 laser. If you really want to have a low heat footprint when it comes to automatics, then the two lasers are definitely the best, both sporting half the heat of the others. Now, this is the snag, and as an automatic gun user, I do feel sometimes that map heat gets a bit out of hand from mid to end game. If I take down a Titan with a Coil carbine, it can be brought to its knees pretty quickly, especially with headshots. A shotgun can take double or even more time to do the same thing, even with the chance of decapitation. When comparing automatic weapons to its shotgun tier equivalent, the automatic should be the better option to consistently kill higher level monsters faster and from further away. However, when you factor the screamer heat into it, in the context of Darkness Falls, we see a different picture. The Coil carbine produces 3 times the amount of heat while doing this. Even the laser carbine and the laser shotgun, which produces the exact same amount of heat per shot. Killing a Titan with the laser carbine creates up to 3 or more times the heat than the laser shotgun doing the same job. Often fast zombies are breathing down your neck when using a shotgun, so I prefer an automatic weapon. If the screamers in Darkness Falls were tamer and didn't come around so quickly, then the automatic would be an easy win. So, you need to decide which option you prefer. Dealing with monsters that have high health and are a lot more difficult to kill, which you have a lot of in Darkness Falls, the Coil and laser automatic weapons don't take very long before they start summoning a screamer, which is annoying as these weapons become less effective. One could argue that this is the price one pays for using a weapon with a faster, further takedown, and for balance we therefore need to have a higher chance to bring in a screamer. What makes it worse is the Coil shotgun, especially the laser shotgun, becomes so powerful in the late game as your skills increase that it starts to one-shot many monsters. So the shotgun can now even keep up with those fast, feral, tough, and demonic zombies that charge at you. This makes the shotgun even more superior. So I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that the mid and later game automatic weapons are too much of a screamer magnet? Or am I missing something? One option to counter this is to not specialize in a single type of gun, so using the automatic for more range takedowns and the shotgun for closer. This way the automatic isn't fired as much. However, the disadvantage of this is taking a much longer time to becoming more skilled in either weapon. Well, thanks for watching everyone. We will be taking a feature dive at another mod in the next video, so stay tuned and I will see you in the next one.